Hello, everypony. This is it. The end of Listmania in Grimdark Month 2016. So to celebrate this All Hallows Eve, let's dive into the depths of hell itself. They rule the darkness, lords and ladies of the night. They control from the blackened realms. Some represent the dark desires of power. Others lust for chaos, embodying the trickster and his quest to question the social mores. Others are diseases of walking corruption. All of them, though, in some way or another, represent the traits that we would call devilish, satanic. They are, in other words, the top 10 Devils Incarnate. At number 10 is Mephistopheles. Whether you use his full name or shorten it to Mephisto like Marvel does, what better place is there to start than with the original proxy of the great beast himself? Mephistopheles is the main antagonist of the Faust legend. One of the lords of hell, Mephistopheles is not that far below Satan himself, and often serves as one of his messengers and deal-makers. It's in this capacity that Dr. Faust, the German philosopher, scholar, and wizard, begins his dealings with him. Having become an expert in almost all earthly arts, Faust seeks to make a pact with Satan in exchange for knowledge from across time and realms. Satan uses Mephistopheles as his intermediary in these exchanges. At number 9 is Beatrice from Ubay. Cruel, cunning, and manipulative, the Golden Witch is a master of the game board. Her battle of wits and wills against the skeptical and scientific son of the Hiroshima family creates one of the tensest dramas in all of visual novel, not just horror visual novel, but visual novel in general, history. Her low placement comes from the fact that she and Battler eventually fall in love, finding in each other opposite equals, and she even surrenders her power to Battler's cousin. Number 8, he comes. He who waits behind the wall. He who waits to end the all. In his right hand he holds a dead star, and his left holds the candle whose shadow his left hand is stained with the blood of Umdigar. His 6 mouths speak in different tongues, and the 7th will sing the song that ends the earth. He comes, Zalko! Woof! Woo! What just happened there? Yeah. Moving on, number 7 is Niara. The man in black comes to Earth disguised as a pharaoh, whose skin is not the natural darkness of the Egyptian peoples, or even of anyone of African descent, but the blackness of the starless night. Or maybe you will see him in the same complexion, but in the dark suits favored in business settings. Sometimes he has a face, gaunt and sunken. Other times it is smooth and featureless as the starry void. He performs miracles and spreads the message of dead gods. But do not be fooled. This is the shell he chooses to commune with us, but it is not his true form. Not at all. The real Niara is one of these dead gods himself, an alien in service to the blind idiot god Azathoth, who sits on the chaos throne at the center of the universe, and whose mad trilling on his broken flute creates and destroys all we see and know. He is Azathoth's soul and messenger, and to him, we who now rule in his place, in the place of his kin, the great old ones, we are nothing more than detritus to be cleansed from this polluted planet so that his kind can rule again. At number 6 is Omega Flowy. No one ever expects what's to come the first time they encounter Flowy in Undertale. At best, he seems like an annoyance. At worst, he's a little shit. And then you get into the boss battle with him, and he transforms into this. What the fuck is this? What just happened? Stop laughing, you creepy fucking freak! Oh my god, what even is reality anymore? Did Cthulhu become a flower with a TV for a fucking face? I could have put Azrael's other form as the absolute god of hyperdeath on here as well, but Omega Flowy is just so much more fucking terrifying to me. At number 5 is Chara Dreamer. Speaking of the Dreamer siblings, Chara's story is left a little vague, and I don't want to spoil much, but at the end of the Genocide run, you meet the reincarnated Chara. A Chara reincarnated by your actions. A Chara that's truly gone from the psychic stain of an angry child to a demon capable of wiping out all of existence. And by this point, you can't turn back, even if you try to. There's some debate on just how evil Chara is. Hell, I argue myself that evil doesn't really begin to describe them. Whatever happened to them before their fall has left them a festering sore of raw anger, is more like it. And about if she's the narrator of the game, which, if so, means the corrupted form you meet in the Genocide ending is truly your fault. It's your actions that cause that. But one can't deny what one sees there, and that's hate incarnate. At number 4 is Randall Flagg. It's hard not to put the literal fucking Antichrist on this list, and there's no better Antichrist than Randall Flagg. Flagg first emerged from Stephen King's twisted mind in his apocalyptic novel The Stand. He has since gone on to appear in other King works, namely his spaghetti western / dark fantasy series The Gunslinger. Charismatic, cool, a smooth talker, and insanely powerful, Flagg just oozes this easy cool that draws you into his sphere of influence. By the time the novel ends, you're almost rooting for him to win. At number 3 is Cinder Fall. Ruby's burning heart of darkness is corruption in the flesh. She's charismatic, seductive, and supremely confident. Overall, she's the kind of woman you'd want to follow. It's no wonder she's able to draw others in, especially when she can promise those that follow her whatever they need and usually seems to pull through. Be it a family support structure, financial and material aid, or a chance to just cut loose, Cinder seems capable of being everything she promises. Who wouldn't want to follow that? What makes her most dangerous, though, is her ability to adapt to her situation. Cinder Fall is the scariest villain I've seen in quite some time. Honorable mentions: Nikolai Carpathia. Love the Left Behind books or hate them, Nikolai is almost as much of a charming asshole as Randall Flagg. Kind of exactly what you need for a series based on the Book of Revelation. Morgoth and Zaron. Left off on virtue of being extremely predictable. Everyone loves to hate the lead antagonists of Tolkien's Middle-earth trilogy, and for good reason. They represent corruption, pure and simple. Ganon, rather as the Gerudo King or as the Pig Demon, Ganon is power incarnate. The living incarnation of the Dark Chaos God Demise, Ganon has plagued Hyrule in one form or another for thousands of years, and is the major and most destructive of Zelda villains even to this day. Wise Man. The disguise of the living planet Nemesis, Wise Man is probably the most disturbing of the Sailor Moon villains. He sets himself up as Prince Diamond's advisor, whispering in the love-struck prince's ear to attack Crystal Tokyo and take Neo Queen Serenity by force. He then convinces him to follow the Queen's daughter Small Lady into the past, which initiates the sequence of events that sees Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask meet their future daughter, travel through time, meet Sailor Pluto, and then see her sacrifice herself to rescue the captured and corrupted Small Lady. By the time Prince Diamond realizes he's been played for a fool, it's far too late. Vaatu. Book 2 of the Legend of Korra remains the most controversial arc of the series, and a lot of that has to do with its use of its typical political aspects as a backdrop to explore the history of the Avatar and introduce us to its spiritual opposite. The opposite is Vaatu, a powerfully malevolent force from the spirit world that can take possession of humans and has been at odds with the Avatar spirit since the dawn of time. In Korra's time, he takes possession of Unalaq, a major force in the Water Tribe, and uses his influence to foment civil war between the northern and southern branches of the tribe. Sachiko Shinozaki. Sachiko was close to making it, but she missed it because once you appease her in any of the Corpse Party games, she becomes the adorably cute little girl she was in life. On top of that, Beatrice is just that much more devilish. And lastly, the triumvirate of Discord, Adagio Dazzle, and Tyrek. Clear to see why this didn't make the cut. The thing with MLP is that it's not given us a character that has all the aspects to be true devil material. Tyrek represents the power lust, yeah. And when he's in his strongest form, he pretty much is power incarnate. He's also good at using other people's weaknesses to sway them to his side. But he's a bit too uncouth and brutish to really be charming. Discord, on the other hand, has immense magic, has the trickster side, and most of all, has a very natural charm to him, but lacks the power lust. He can corrupt, but he's not corruption itself. Adagio, on the other hand, has the charm as well, while being basically corruption on two legs, but lacks the raw power. So none of them made the list. At number 2, we have Bill Cipher. Bill Cipher is literally the devil. He has it all. He is nigh omnipotent. He's sadistic. He's a trickster that treats the universe as his plaything. He's charming. He's a smooth talker. He's seemingly on your side while hiding the knife behind his back. Most of all, he's a deal maker with the tendency to leave people out on the fine print and then blame them for it. That's literally Satan. Bill Cipher is literally Satan. Or he would be if it weren't for our number 1, which is Ubay from Madoka Magica. This fucking little shit. Ubay has almost all of the aspects listed above, but his tendency to target the young girls he needs for his purposes seems even more foul to me than Bill's tendency to just target everyone. On top of that, he's even worse when it comes to withholding the fine print from his contracts, and even more prone to blaming his victims for it. On top of that, Bill is just too damn likable. Kyubey, on the other hand, hides behind that cute cat-like exterior, but there's no life in those eyes. There's no personality to grow attached to. Once the facade is ripped away, you can see clearly the monster within. From that point on, you just grow to loathe him more and more. And that's it. That right there is my list of basically the baddest of the bad. There are a great number of other characters that probably could have made the list that I missed. Damien from The Omen is probably the clearest one. I have my reasons. Mainly it's because I can't do adult Damien, because while Sam Neill's performance of adult Damien is perfectly fine, those movies are kinda shit, and child Damien, the only thing he does in the first Omen movie is basically try to kill his mom. That's it. So that's why I left him off the list. And I know there's a lot more others that I could have missed, so tell me in the comments below, and I might do a follow-up list later on down the line and use your suggestions. To end, though, I do think there's one thing we can all agree on, and that's hashtag fuck Kyubey. Bye!